Hey guys, what is up and welcome to my channel. It's a hardback life. My name is Jordan, and first off, I want to apologize for if you hear any yelling outside or outside my room. My parents are watching the Green Bay Packers versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. My dad's a diehard Packers fan, so and he's a little stressed right now. So yeah, that's what's going on. If you hear yelling, because my dad's watching football. Anyway, I am here to give you guys a book haul. I have been enjoying doing these videos. They're actually one of my favorite videos to make. Hence why now this is my fifth one. But when I do make them, I tend to want to take a month or two to collect books and then give you the book haul, because then I would have a ton of books to share with you. And today, I have just that for you. And this isn't just any book haul, it is my birthday book haul. So I decided this whole month that I was just going to splurge on myself and just buy a bunch of books. Now, I have been smart with my money, I promise you that. Some of my books came from Goodwill, which is where I work. And then some books came from Target and Walmart. And some came from Barnes & Noble. So, yeah. I am super excited to show them all to you. So, let's begin, guys. Alright, you guys. So, I have a total of 31 or 32 books to show you. And they're all good ones. Let's start with my Goodwill book haul. Alright, so my Goodwill book haul, I got quite a few good ones. The first few books I'm going to show you are part of the Wheel of Time series. That is right, the Wheel of Time. I want to start this book series this year, so I've been collecting this series over the last year and a half. And I already have books 1, 8, and 9, I believe. Yeah, they're on my shelf over there. So this one is book 2, The Great Hunt. Super excited. Book 13, which I think is called Towers of Midnight. Book 7, which is called A Crown of Swords. Book 6, which is called Lord of Chaos. And I actually got this one at a Barnes & Noble. This is book 13, I believe. Oh. Oh, I just mentioned. You guys, that is one book series that I cannot wait to read. Like, I've just heard so many good things about it and so many interesting things that I want to be able to judge for myself whether I like it or not. And I want to start reading the series once I have the majority of the books, and I have 7 of the books now. So I have half the series. I want to get maybe the 3rd and the 4th book so that I will be able to read those and then have time to still buy the other books. Also, for those of you who do not know, Brandon Sanderson took over writing the Wheel of Time series because Robert Jordan, who wrote the series, unfortunately passed before finishing the books. And they must have obviously met together and talked about it. And I trust that the series will end on a good note because, I mean, Brandon Sanderson is a fantastic writer. So I'm looking forward to finishing it at some point. Probably not this year because there's 14 books in the series. Speaking of Brandon Sanderson, the next book that I got from Goodwill, and I found it actually over the weekend, is Warbreaker. I don't know what order this falls in as part of the Cosmere series or Cosmere universe, but I have it now and I'm gonna read it before finishing any of Way of Kings because I think this is way before Way of Kings. So, yeah, I'm excited to read this. The next book in the book haul, actually, next books I'm going to show you in the book haul is part of a series as well. And this is a series that has gained a lot of hype again within the last year. And that is Malazam, Book of the Fallen. And this is by Steven Erikson. This is a, like, as far as I understand, a postmodernism fantasy type book. Uh, that's all I know about it. A lot of people who I've talked to about this series have given me like a history lesson, and honestly, it's kind of gone out the window. So I'm just gonna go into this blind. That's kind of, and also an open mind. That's what I've heard. You have to go into this series with an open mind because it's not structured in the way a typical fantasy would be structured, or a typical book in that matter, I guess, but more so a fantasy. So I'm looking forward to it. I have 7 of the 10 books, and I was told by Barnes and Noble that the 7th book in particular is out of print right now, which is not something I want to hear. So I'm hoping to find it at a Goodwill. Like I said, I got lucky finding these at a Goodwill. Let me show you the books in the Malazam book series that I got. And this is in no particular order that I'm showing you of the series. So we have Midnight Tides, House of Chains, Gardens of the Moon Witches, book number 1, The Bone Hunter. By the way, some of these books are super huge in the series. Exhibit A of how huge they are. Look at this. This is the Hounds in the Malazam Book of the Fallen. It is huge. Then we have Memories of Ice, which I know is book 3. Dead House Gates, which I know is book 2. That was my books from Goodwill that I got for this book haul. Okay, these next 2 books I got at Barnes & Noble this last weekend. And they are The Knife of Never Letting Go, which is the first book in the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. This is a favorite series of Jessie from Jessie May. This is one of her favorite series. And I've been meaning to pick this up because she really enjoys it, and I trust her opinion because she and I have the same taste in books, at least mostly. So, like I said, I'm going to trust her opinion. And I think I'm going to read this pretty quickly in the next couple months. So, I'm super excited. From what I remember reading, at least in a synopsis, dystopian in some ways, I guess. I could be wrong. The next book that I'm going to show you is King of Scars, the first book in the Nikolai duology by Leigh Bardugo. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know I finished the Six of Crows duology, and I freaking loved that book series. Like, I love the heck out of that book series. The character building and the magic system, which didn't overrule the whole story, and just the plot, like everything, it was great. I loved the Six of Crows duology, and I'm planning to read Shadow and Bone before the series comes out on Netflix. And then, of course, I decided to get this because she's releasing book 2 soon. I think it's going to happen at the end of the month or sometime next month. We'll see. Okay, the next book that I'm going to show you is a book I am currently reading. And this is actually a buddy read. This is Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons. In this book series, we have our main character, Kieran, and then we have another character named Talon. They're telling the story of how Kieran ended up where he is. He finds out that he is a long-lost prince, and he's claimed against his will. And in this story, we find that when he's claimed, he's basically being held prisoner, and he's forced to deal with his family and their constant power moves and political moves they make, especially when it pertains to him. And he decides, obviously, enough is enough. He's going to destroy his family and the empire within. So this has been very interesting so far. I'm 150 pages in, and I'm liking it so far. Anyway, there's a live show of this book at the end of the month on Elle from Elliot Brooks' channel. It's going to be hosted by Elle and Jessie from Jessie May. Super excited. I'm trying to finish this before the live show happens. So I need to get a move on. Like I said, I'm only 150 pages in. Ooh, this next one I'm super, super, super excited to show you guys, because this is a series that has been so hyped over the years, and I can't wait to read it. And this is the second book, not the first one. The first book is on my shelf, and that is The Blinding Knife by Brent Weeks. This is the second book in the Lightbringer series. And in this book, I guess the magic system is everyone who has powers, the different colors that they use are dictate what kind of powers they have. And our main character, I guess, can control all the colors. I don't really know much about it. That's all I know. But a lot of people I've talked to have really loved this series. And they said that the final one isn't the greatest, is what they said. But you know what? I might be in the minority and actually enjoy the final book. But we'll see. But this is The Blinding Knife. Book 1 is called The Black Prism in the Lightbringer series. And there's 5 total books, so I'm super pumped for this. The next book I'm going to show you is Legendborn. I almost said another name of a book, this is Legendborn. This is by Tracy Dion. This is about... Let me read you a little bit of what it says here. After her mother dies in an accident, 16-year-old Bree Matthews wants nothing to do with her family, memories, or childhood home. A residential program for bright high schoolers and UNC Chapel Hill seems like the perfect escape, until Bree witnesses a magical attack her very first night on campus. A flying demons feeding on humans' energies. A secret society of so-called Legendborn. Students who hunt the creatures down. And a mysterious teenage mage who calls himself a Merlin and who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memory of everything she saw. The magic failure reveals Bree's own unique magic and a buried memory with a hidden connection. The night her mother died, another Merlin was at the hospital. Now that Bree knows there's more to her mother's death than what's on the police report, she'll do whatever it takes to find out the truth, even if that means infiltrating the Legendborns as one of their initiates. Holy crap, that just sounds super, super fantastic. Now, there's more that I didn't read, but that was a good way to end what I was reading there. Oh my god, this book is going to be so fantastic. This book is a buddy read that's going to be happening in February. And that's perfect because the author is a person of color, and I love reading books by authors of color because obviously I feel like that's my own voice being heard in a way. So, yes, I'm super here for this. Our next book is called Lore. This is by Alexandra Bracken. I have several of her books. She's responsible for the Darkest Mind series. And I have not read that yet. And she's also responsible for Passenger, is another one that she's written. But I don't know if this is going to be a standalone or it's going to be a series. But this is, if you can tell, I think that's supposed to be Medusa on the cover. It's a Greek mythology type fantasy story. It's called Lore, so I'm super excited for this one. I mean, look at the cover. It's super, super cool. And I might actually use Alexandra Bracken for a author dedication video, which is a taste test that I do to expose myself to authors I haven't read. Oh my gosh, you guys, these next books that I am reading, or that I have on here, I'm going to read probably right away in February because so many people have talked about this book series. Like, it's ridiculous how many people I've seen on BookTube and on the Discords talk about it. But, I decided to see what all the fuss is about, and I'm going to read them myself. And that is The Poppy War trilogy by R.F. Kuang, aka Rebecca Kuang. And this is a military fantasy set in, I can't remember what country, whether it's China or Japan or whatever country that is. But our main character, Rin, she basically takes this test that our main character, Rin, basically, she is from a poor group of people, I guess. And she basically passed this test, and when she passed it, a lot of people are shocked. And like I said, when she passes the test, she goes to this academy where she learns all these ways in which to be a warrior or something. And she has a lot of people against her, and for reasons like because she's a dark skin and she's a female, and she's also from a poor area, I guess. So tons of people are trying to make her not succeed. So she's got a lot against her, and she also at the same time discovers she has this hidden power that she never knew she had. And it goes off from there. I cannot wait to read this. I also got the Dragon Republic. I love this. I love the blue on the cover. I feel like this is going to be a favorite. And the Burning God, which I've heard from a lot of people that it's their least favorite of the series. And then there's some that do like it, but I feel like I'm going to like it. Yeah. This is The Glass Queen by Gina Showalter. This is a dark fantasy take off of Cinderella, I believe, where our main character is believed to be an evil witch, and she does all these crazy things. I don't know too much about it. Let me actually give you this. Let me read you some of it. Princess Ashley Charmaine and Anscalisa is known as the Glass Princess, fragile enough to shatter with the whisper of wind. Born with a weak heart, she received no magical ability at birth, or did she? Something strange is happening to Ashley. She blacks out and wakes up somewhere new. Evil whispers fill her head, and fire no longer burns her. Soon she learns she's fated to play the part of Cinderella in one of Enchantia's prophecies. But how can that be? The king she's supposed to enchant is the ruthless Saxon, a reincarnation of the realm's most savage ruler, and he thinks Ashley is a reincarnation of an evil witch. Book, from what I read in the synopsis, is completely twisted on its head. So I'm super pumped for this. I love fairy tale inspired books, especially if they twist the fairy tale and make. The next book I'm going to show you is The Kingdom of Copper, I think is what it's called. This is the second book in the City of Brass series by S.A. Chakrabarty. I have the first one on my shelf up there called City of Brass. And our main character is a con artist, and she makes people believe that she has magic. But another one, like the last book I showed you, she has a hidden magic that she didn't know she had. She is, I guess, what they call in Egyptian fantasy or mythology, or whatever, in Egyptian fantasy, a jinn. I don't really know too much about that, but I can't wait to read this series. In this one, is Kingdom of Ash. This is the final book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I don't have to tell you too much about this one. You already know. I cannot wait to reread Throne of Glass and then finish the whole series. I plan on doing that this year. Alright, our next books are by one of my favorite authors, Cassandra Clare. And they are The Red Scrolls of Magic and The Lost Book of the White. Now this, I think, is a planned trilogy. Because, yeah, the third book comes out this year, I believe. And this follows Alec and Magnus as they're going on vacation, but their vacation turns into work as Magnus is... they discover this cult that Magnus apparently is the leader of, and they gotta find who is bringing all these demons and other things to life, I think. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, Magnus now have to track down this leader and stop him before he unleashes some very bad stuff from happening. Yeah, so I'm excited to read these. And like I said, the final book, I think is the final book, comes out this month. And this is a companion series, I think, to the Shadowhunter realm. So, which I usually don't read novels or novellas and companion novels. But, I'm changing my attitude towards those. Speaking of novellas and companions to series, I picked up Fairest, which is the companion novel to the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I don't really know too much about this one. I think it has all four of the main characters in the series in this book, in this little novella. So we shall see what happens. I have to read the Lunar Chronicles first, though. Our next two books come from Book of the Month. First one is called The Removed by Brandon Hobson. And this is Red, White, Royal, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuistion. The first book is... Okay, the first book in the Book of the Month books that I got is The Removed by Brandon Hobson. This is about a family in the Cherokee tribe who lost a son like several years ago, and they're brought together via this annual bonfire festival that they do or whatever. And there's like magical elements, like they're all drawn together because of Spirit World, and it sounds really cool. I really am thinking I'm gonna like this. This has Cherokee folklore. Super excited for this one. And Red, White, and Royal Blue. This is a a political romance. I guess so. An LGBTQ plus. Our two main characters. One is a prince, and the other one I think is just a regular like politician's son. And they fall in love, I guess. That's all I don't usually read romances, but I made an exception for this one. We have 3 more books, you guys. This next one I got at Target. It's called The Ravens. I'm super excited for this one because this is another academia type book where a couple girls meet at a school. I guess they find out they're witches, or I can't remember if they find out they're witches or if they already are witches. And they have to stop. I think they have to stop their school, their sorority sisters, from doing something very bad, or I can't remember if they have to stop their sorority sisters from doing something bad, or if they have to help their sorority sisters. No, they have to protect their sorority sisters from something evil that is about to come their way. So I'm super excited about this one. This next one I'm probably going to read next month too, as part of Black History Month. This is called Clap When You Land. This is about 2 girls. I'm forgetting their names for a second. About 2 girls, Camino and Yahaira, who come face to face with each other after they lose their father in a plane crash. Now, when I say that they come face to face with each other, they didn't know about each other and their father's secret life, or secret double life. So yeah, they meet each other and they're forced to face life without their father, and they're forced to face life as, like, like dealing with the fact that they have a sister in each other. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. And this is by Elizabeth Acevedo. This is in verse, so I'm looking forward to reading this one because I've never read a book in verse. I don't think so. Our last one, you guys, it's not really a book per se. It's a journal. I got this from Barnes & Noble about 2 weeks or a week ago when I went there, and I literally, they said, "Oh, here's a free journal. You spent $35, over $35, so you get a free journal." I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna take it. It's free." So I'm super excited, you guys, for these books, and I'm gonna try and read them this year. A lot of them, if not all of them, as well as some other books that are on my shelf. So wish me luck. Also, you guys, I'm looking forward to starting my author dedication reading vlog, and I'm picking V.E. Schwab for this month. I'm sorry it's taken so long to get to her books, but I am finally going to do that. I am hopefully going to read Vicious and Vengeful this week, and maybe another one of her books as part of my reading vlog. And it's going to be a week-long reading vlog, so starting today and going into next Sunday. So super excited for this. Anyway, you guys, that was it for my book haul video. Please hit the like and subscribe button. That would mean a lot to me. Anyway, you guys, I shall see you later. Bye.